I see Mr. Oops. Yes, Ms. Kaplan. You're
Yes,
mute.
are you in the middle of a hearing?
We're going to go start a hearing with Mr. Knopf on Hernandez and Ibanez.
Okay. Whenever you're done, I also need to have a hearing.
Okay, all right. As soon as I'm done with this one, I'll move into the next one. Okay, Mr. Knopf, Ms. Hernandez, we're waiting. I'm sorry, ma'am, you're still muted, so I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Okay, there you are. Okay. I'm just saying, we're waiting for Mr. Knopf to come back with Mr. Hernandez.
Okay.
They're still in the breakout room. I don't know, last minute details, maybe there's a even after all.
Okay.
Nope, there is Mr. Hernandez. Okay. And Mr. Knopf are back. Mr. Hernandez, I need for you to unmute, sir. I can hear you and you can hear me.
Yes, sir. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, and Mr. Knopf, you're also good to go.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Ibanez, you're good to go as well?
Okay.
Okay, all right, very good. Let me go ahead and get started. I need to record the evidence. It is on the record. All right, the court is calling cause number 2008 CM4970. This is a hearing on a motion filed by the Attorney General's office, a motion to modify and to confirm child support arrearage. The parties before me are Oscar Hernandez and Araceli Ibanez, who are present before me on the Zoom application. And the reason that we're doing Zoom hearings is because of the current pandemic crisis that's going on in our community. However, the Supreme Court of the State of Texas, the Council of Judges here in El Paso, and the Office of Court Administration have permitted us to conduct remote hearings. And so we're doing so on the Zoom application. In order to comply with the Texas rules, this matter is being live streamed on the YouTube channel to comply with the open records or open courts provision of the Texas Supreme Court. However, as soon as the hearing is completed, that live stream will be taken off the YouTube channel. I'm also recording the evidence on the computer-generated system, and that is the official record of the proceedings here today. I'll ask parties to conduct themselves as if they were in court, because you are in court before me. So I'll ask parties not to talk over each other, only one person talking at one time, because sometimes the audio portion may not pick up as well as it should. All right, those are general rules that apply in every case, so it's not anything unique to your case. All right, so I know that the parties have met with the Assistant Attorney General, Mr. Knopf, and we're going to go ahead and have a hearing on this case. Mr. Knopf, ready to proceed, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, are you ready to proceed today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Ibanez, ready to proceed today, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, I'll ask both of you, please raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Hernandez?
Yes,
And Ms. Ibanez.
I do.
All right, thank you. You can lower your hands down, all right? All right, Mr. Knopf, go ahead, proceed.
To start, the state will offer as Exhibit 1 our updated financial activity report, which has been sent to the parties via email. A copy of this report was attached with our pleadings. We now seek to have the updated version entered into evidence in compliance with the Texas Family Code.
All right, the updated financial report will be admitted into evidence. All right, go ahead, sir.
State calls Mr. Hernandez. Sir, could you please state your name for the court?
Oscar Hernandez,
What are the names of your children before the court today?
Hazel Hernandez, and Angel Hernandez.
Were you previously ordered to pay support for these children?
Yes, sir.
Since the rendition of the prior order, have you had a change in work status?
Yes, I have.
What's happened since then?
I've been unemployed. The pandemic hit. My kids, my other kids, I've been laid out. They're not going to school, so right now I'm homeschooling. So I'm just depending on on unemployment right now. That's pretty much it. That's my only source of income.
So to clarify, are you working right now?
No, I'm not.
How much do you receive in unemployment on a monthly basis?
On a monthly basis, $706.
Do you have any other sources of income?
No, I don't.
Do you work any side jobs?
I don't.
You mentioned that you had other children. How many other children do you have besides these two?
Two. I have two other boys.
Are they under the age of 18?
Yes, 11 and 6.
Are they your biologic children?
Yes.
Do they reside in the house with you?
Yes, they do.
Do you presently have access to private health insurance which could cover the children before the court?
I don't.
Would you be willing to participate in a Texas workforce program in order to find yourself gainful employment?
Yes, but not at this moment because I'm homeschooling right now. My kids are not going to school, so I have to stay home and homeschool.
Has the school district given you any timeline about when the children might be back in the classroom?
No, they haven't.
It's typical in these court orders for the final order to include your home address and phone number for contact information. Would you be okay with that information being disclosed, or would it need to be redacted for any reason?
It needs to be redacted.
Why is that?
Harassment. If she knows where we live, we'll get harassed. That's the reason we have to stay away.
Understood. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, I do have some follow-up questions for Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, when did you become unemployed?
I became unemployed 2019. I believe it was like late 2019. It was like around November of 2019.
Okay, and you've had, you don't have a job, you've not been able to get reemployed?
No, because at that time, that's when the pandemic hit, right after January of 2020, and that's when everything started closing down. So that's
Right,
when everybody.
I know that, but then, but you haven't started working anywhere else.
No, I haven't, because I'm
Where were you
homeschooling.
working at that time?
I was working at a barbershop, just doing maintenance, but then the barbershop shut down.
Okay. And so your only income right now is your unemployment?
Correct.
Okay. Your other children, where do they go to school?
They go to MacArthur Elementary School, and so right now they're doing online.
Is that, what school district is that? Is that El Paso?
El Paso Independent.
And are you married at this time?
Yes, I have a wife.
Okay. Is your wife working?
Yes, she is.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Knauf, any other questions for Mr. Hernandez?
No further questions at this time. State would like to call Miss.
Go ahead.
State calls Miss Ibanez.
Yes.
Ma'am, could you please state your name for the court?
Araceli Ibanez.
What are the names of your children before the court today?
Hazel Love Hernandez and Angel Joaquin Hernandez.
Was Mr. Oscar Hernandez previously ordered to pay child support for these children?
Yes.
Has Mr. Hernandez ever missed a payment or fallen behind on his payments?
Yes, he has in the past.
Has Mr. Hernandez ever sent you money that was not through the state disbursement unit?
No,
So everything that he has given you came through the OAG.
yes, that's correct.
And do you know where he's working right now?
No, I mean, I did hear he is working as a barber. I mean, of course, under the table. He had said last year he was working as a janitor, but no, he was really working as a barber.
Do you know when he might have been working in this capacity?
Well, when I saw pictures, of course, it doesn't show his face, but because of certain tattoos he has between his fingers and scars, you can see his hands working, like cutting hair. So I know it's him, but you know, I guess it requires to show his face, but I know his hands and scars and tattoos. But when he had said he was working, when last year we had court, he said he was working as a janitor, but no, he was a barber. He's actually a barber. As far as I'm concerned, I believe he's still doing that under the table. I don't remember when. Recently my son had gone to his house and he has a kit where he has everything to cut hair and everything. He has even cut my son's hair.
Do you know how much he might make from working in that capacity?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure.
How are your children presently covered for health insurance?
They both have Medicaid.
Do you have access to any private health insurance that could cover the children?
No,
Are you seeking that the government healthcare assistance program continue forward covering the children?
yes.
Do you know if Mr. Hernandez has any other assets that could provide him income besides a regular working job?
No, just, I know he's receiving unemployment plus the money under the table. And then I know that his wife does taxes for both of the children they have. So and since they live together, I mean, they have that income as well. She does claim
it's
taxes.
typical in these- I'm sorry, ma'am, you broke up just a little bit. Could you repeat that, please?
Oh, I believe his wife does taxes as a single parent for both children that they have together. And that's the only income I know that they have. The under table income and the unemployment and the taxes. That's all I know.
Understood. And it's typical in these court orders to include your contact information, such as your home address, home phone, so people can get a hold of you. Would it be okay for us to include that here, or should it be redacted for any reason?
Just redacted.
Why should it be non-disclosed?
Because when we were married, I mean, you know, we didn't get along. And even after, when I would try to communicate to talk to him about our children, he just doesn't know how to communicate. He doesn't know how to compromise, and he is aggressive. I also wanted to state something. He says, I harass. I do not harass. I have taken my children to see their father because Oscar doesn't pick them up or nothing. He doesn't call them. It's mostly like my kids.
We're
That
getting a little off track here. This is just a financial review.
Okay, that's fine.
No further questions for this witness. At this time, the state will rest subject to brief closing recommendations.
Okay. All right, what is the state's recommendation on this matter?
Firstly, the state would request a judgment on the past due child support arrears as of the last day of last month. $0 owed for past due child support, $28 owed for past due medical at that time. And state would recommend that a payback rate be set on that past due amount at $20 a month, just so we get Mr. Hernandez caught back up to zero. There has been a material and substantial change since the time of the prior order, and thus the state would recommend a modification of the child support and medical support obligation. Of course, keeping the children on the government healthcare assistance program, since neither party has access to private health insurance at this time. If the court finds that the $706 in monthly unemployment benefits is Mr. Hernandez's only income, the state will recommend child support in the amount of $128 per month and medical support at $31 per month, both to begin April 1st, 2021. However, if the court finds that Mr. Hernandez is capable of making a full working wage, the state would then recommend that support be set using the minimum wage presumption. That is to say, child support in the amount of $223 per month, medical in the amount of $57 per month, to begin as of the same date and time. Regardless, the state will also request that the parties' information be mutually non-disclosed, since both seem to have safety concerns regarding the other party.
All right, and there's a mutual non-disclosure of both parties' information.
Yes.
In the order. Okay.
Yes, and if I may add one thing, that regardless of what the state rules on Mr. Hernandez's gross income, the state will also request that he be referred to the NCP Choices Program to help him find gainful employment in these economically uncertain times.
Okay. I will refer Mr. Hernandez to that program that's operated through the Texas Workforce Commission to see if they can help you with employment opportunities, Mr. Hernandez. Normally, we have a representative from that program. Sometimes he does appear in our courts. But I will tell you, his name is Angel Hernandez, and he's with the Texas Workforce Commission. If you have a pencil or a pen, so you can write, so I can give you his number.
Sure do.
Contact him. Okay. His name is Angel Hernandez.
Okay, sir.
His phone number is 250 6927.
927, Angel Hernandez.
Right, and you contact him as soon as you can, no later than today or tomorrow, and cooperate with him to see if they're gonna try and see if they can find a job for you. Okay, so
Great. Sir, also can I
everything that
say,
you can, they'll make some references, referrals. As a barber, you licensed barber, you have a license?
I don't.
You don't?
I
Okay.
don't. I went to school, but I never finished it because that's when everything happened with that pandemic.
Okay, well, they might be able to help you in going to school, paying for school so you can get your license, okay? So in other words, they're there to help you out, is do as many things as they can to you or for you so you can get a job, okay? So
Great.
agree with them.
And
Go to
sir-
Trabajo Ándale.
and sir, and for my childcare, because we don't have childcare right now. So right now I'm the one homeschooling my kids. So for that, why would I do that? Is there an
Well,
assistance for
Mr.
that?
Mr. Hernandez, we all have issues, we all have problems, we all have things that we all work, and they may be able to help out with childcare. I don't know. You might want to approach that with Mr. Hernandez. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to modify the child support. I'm going to use the minimum wage presumption, Mr. Knauf, and modify the child support from the previous amount to using the minimum wage presumption. And that does it take into account his two other children, Mr. Knauf?
It does.
So child support would be modified to $223, medical support $57, and that is commence April 1st. Okay. And already granted the non-disclosure, mutual non-disclosure, and referral to Trabajo Ándale. Is there anything else that we need to address, Mr. Knauf? I haven't made a ruling now.
Just to confirm, the children will continue to be covered under the government program.
Yes, sir.
I believe that's everything from the state.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, the judgment on the arrears. Apologies, sir.
Well, I got that there was no child support arrears.
But we do have $28 owed on medical.
Right. I was going to get to the medical. No child support arrears as of yesterday, the end of last month,
Yes, sir.
okay? And got medical support arrears, $28.
Yes, sir.
You want that to be paid at $20 a month?
Yes, sir.
Well, or if you pay it off in one lump sum payment, $28, I mean, you can pay that.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
$20 is a lump sum payment. All right, anything else, Mr. Knopf? As far as the submission of the order, can you submit the order directly or you want the parties to review and sign it?
Permission to poll the parties as to submission of the order.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Mr. Hernandez, Ms. Abanez, the
Okay.
judge has rendered his order in this case. It is now my job to draft the order in compliance with what he has just said. Would y'all want a chance to review and sign off on that order before the judge sees it? Or would you be okay with me creating it and giving it directly to the court?
I'm fine with you creating it, giving it to the court.
The same here.
All right, then, Mr. Knopf, go ahead and prepare the order and send it to me. We do it through a DocuSign. He'll send it to me electronically. I will sign the order. The order will then be filed with the clerk's office, and y'all will receive a copy of the order once it's been signed and filed with the clerk's office. Okay, that will conclude our hearing for today. Thank you all very much for your participation. Parties are free to go. Thank you all very
Thank you.
much. Be careful, be safe out there, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
You
day.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. McConnell. Kana?
No,
That's close
but
enough.
that's all right.
All right, sorry
right,
about
thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, have a good day.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, then we have Kaplan. We're already at the 2:00 mark. Okay, hope we don't lose our 2:00s. Ms. Kaplan, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't see the parties.
I believe they went back to their breakout rooms, Your Honor.
I see Mr. Carlo Nava is okay. Mr. Nava is in the waiting room. I'll bring him in. Okay. And it's Amico. Okay, I see Mr. Nava. Thank you, sir. Case number one. And Mr. Nava, you need to unmute so I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Hear me? Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And just waiting for the parties to come, Ms. Kaplan, and to bring in Ms. Armijo back into the session so we can get started.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I bring,
Okay, I thought you were already there, Ms. Kaplan.
I'm not, she's in room 1. I'm assigned to room 3.
Okay. Oops, didn't mean to end. Where is my? Okay. Okay. All right, Ms. Kaplan, I'll move you into room 1. I'll get Ms. Armijo into the session right away.
Thank you.
Time's working and we're running into our 2:00 hearings. See, this is a hearing. Okay, I see Ms. Armijo. Ms. Kaplan, everybody needs to unmute. Ms. Armijo, you need to unmute, please. I can hear you. Okay, Mr. Nava, you can hear me and I can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Armijo, you can hear me and I,
Yes.
okay, thank you very much. And Ms. Kaplan is also here. All right, let me go ahead and call the case. This is in case number 2006 CM 5485. This is a hearing on a petition or motion filed by the Attorney General's office, a motion to modify and to confirm child support arrearage. The parties in this case are Cristina Armijo and Carlo Nava. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 4D Court here in El Paso, Texas. Parties are present before me on the Zoom application since we cannot appear in court due to the current pandemic crisis that's going on in our community. We're permitted to conduct remote hearings, and we're doing so on the Zoom application. I am recording the evidence on this computer-generated system, and that is the official record of the proceedings here today. I'll advise parties not to conduct themselves accordingly as if we're in court. Sometimes the audio portion doesn't work, so I would ask parties not to talk over each other, only one person talking at the same time, and answer the questions that have been asked. Wait until the question is asked until you start answering the question. With all that being said, I know that parties have met with the Assistant Attorney General, Ms. Kaplan, and parties are before me at this time, so we'll conduct a hearing. Ms. Kaplan, ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Prior to moving to the contested issue, I would like to recite the following stipulations on the record. The parties agree to a mutual non-disclosure of address information. The parties further agree that current child support is to be based on the minimum wage presumption with credit for 3 of their children at an amount of $164 per month beginning April 1st of 2021. The parties further agree that Mr. Nava is to apply for maintained government insurance for the benefit of the child, Matthew in this case. The parties further agreed to a $28 cash medical to reimburse the state for government insurance, also beginning April 1st, 2021. The contested issue before the court is the issue of a possession credit against the arrears owed in the amount of $37,287.91 as of yesterday.
Okay, all right. With regard to what has been represented to me as an agreement, let me, first of all, please, all parties under oath, if I can have you all raise your right, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr.
I
Dawson?
do.
Ms. Armijo?
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
do.
All right, you all heard what has been represented to me as an agreement that there be a mutual non-disclosure of any party's information not to be included in a court order that is to be issued. Child support is to be modified to $164. Medical support through the government, either CHIP or Medicaid, and the cost of that medical support is $20 a month. These new amounts to commence on April 1st. Mr. Nava, is this, yes?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, $28 a month.
28? Okay, I thought I heard 20. Okay, $28. Mr. Nava, is this your agreement so far, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Armijo, is this your agreement so far, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, that portion of the order as agreed upon, stipulated on the record, will be adopted by the court. And we'll now proceed on the remaining issue is on the confirmation of child support arrears, if any. All right, with that, go ahead, Ms. Kaplan.
Thank you. The state calls Mr. Nava as a witness.
Okay.
Sir, what is your name?
My name is Carlo Cristian Nava, Senior.
And Ms. Emilio was ordered to pay you child support, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she have the children for a period of time in excess of the court order visitation?
For a period of time, yes, ma'am. I gave you guys the timeline of when she had them.
And when was that, sir?
When did she have them?
Yes.
I believe it was she took them in 2013, and Carlo Jr. came back to live with my dad in 2014. As for Matthew, I had to take had to go to court to get him back when he was currently living with her, and that was on 10/2017.
So what was the total amount of time that that Miss Amijo had the children?
As for Carlo, I want to say probably a year, if any. And for Matthew, you're looking at a period about 4 years.
What about Alexis?
Alexis,
The whole time.
she had him since 2013 till she turned 18 and left her mom's house.
Okay.
Armijo, please conduct yourself accordingly, ma'am.
Yes, I am.
If you can't conduct yourself, I'll excuse you from the court proceeding.
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Kaplan.
No further questions for this witness. Pass the witness.
Okay, well, let me just, a few follow-up questions. You said, Mr. Carlo, that, I'm sorry, Mr. Nava, Carlo was in her possession for 1 year?
Yes, sir. Correct.
And with regard to the other child, Matthew, how long was he in her possession?
About 4 years.
And was that in accordance with whatever agreement y'all had?
No. The reason
4
why,
years?
excuse
Okay,
me?
wait a minute. For 4 years, he was in her possession, and you didn't agree to that?
No,
Well, when
I
did you
didn't agree.
get the child back?
How did I get the child back? I was incarcerated for that time, and when I got out, that's when I actually went and picked him up because I had primary custody of him.
Okay, well,
She said
how long were you incarcerated?
I was incarcerated for 5 years, and
And
my current wife,
who was taking care of Carlo during the time that you were in jail?
my dad, he was living with my dad.
So when did he move over? When did they go live with Mr. Amijo?
In 2013
2013 to when?
to Carlo till 2014.
I'm talking about the child. I'm talking about Matthew.
Matthew till 2017, sir.
From what period of time that he was in her possession?
From 2013 to 2017. I have proper documentations to everything. I have Carlos transcripts from the time he enrolled back in school in East Montana and Mountain View High School where he graduated from.
All right, Mr. Carlo, I'm trying to get the timeline here. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. First, let's talk about Carlo. You said that he was with her from 2013 to 2014, a year.
Yes, sir.
And Matthew, 4 years while you were in prison, but the child was not with her, or the child was somebody else?
No, the child was with her. To my knowledge, I don't know. I was in prison, so I don't know where.
Okay, that was 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when did the Carlo and Matthew come back to live with you?
Carlo came back to live with me when I got out in 2016, sir.
2016.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And Matthew, when did he come back to live with you?
2017, sir.
2017. And are the children still with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Right. I just want to make clear as to the timelines here. Okay, Ms. Kaplan, any other questions for Mr. Nava?
Yes, Mr. Nava, you stated that the middle child, Alexis, resided with Miss Amijo the entire time until emancipation, correct?
Correct. Till she was 18.
So from 2013 until she was 18?
Correct.
No further
That was-
questions.
Okay.
So that entire time was Alexis in the possession of Miss Armijo? Alexis? She was
Yes.
Correct.
asking you, ma'am.
Oh, I thought you were asking me, sir. Sorry.
No, if I ask you, I'll ask you by your name. Mr. Nava,
Oh,
are you telling me that Alexis lived with her from 2013 until she emancipated?
Yes, sir.
So why shouldn't she get credit for that time that the kids were with her?
I'm not saying that for her not to get credit for that. I never
Okay.
said that. I told Miss Kaplan that her timeline was incorrect. That's all I
Okay.
said.
So what kind of possession credit are you willing to acknowledge that Ms. Armijo should be entitled to?
She should be entitled to the credit that she had from the time that she had the kid.
Okay.
You know, that's why when the Attorney General sent me that letter, I went ahead and put the date, got it notarized, and sent it to them. They have,
Okay, so I don't have the benefit of any letters that you sent to the AG's office, okay? So that's why I'm asking you what that,
okay.
all right? What the timeline is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, Ms. Kaplan?
Yes, Your Honor, in the interest of expediency, I did email you at 1:40 p.m. the voluntary possession affidavit as completed by Mr. Nava, as well as the voluntary possession affidavit as completed by Ms. Amijo. The reason why we're having this hearing is that the time frames are slightly different. So the amount of possession credit is different because the time frames are different.
Okay, so okay, let's bottom line it. What kind of credit is she entitled to, and what would be the resulting arrearage?
Your Honor, based on the affidavit completed by Ms. Amijo, she had Carlo from May 2012 to August of 2014, Alexis from May of 2012 to June of 2019, and Matthew from May of 2012 to October of 2017. This would result in a possession credit of $26,772.84. According to Mr. Nava's document that he submitted and notarized, Miss Amijo had Carlo from February of 2013 until June of 2014, had Alexis from February of 2013 to March of 2019, had Matthew from February of 2013 until September of 2017, for a total possession credit in the amount of $22,684.23.
So if we take Mr. Nava's timeline, what would be the resulting arrearage in this case?
So based on Mr. Nava's timeline, $37,287.91 as of yesterday, minus $22,684.23 would result in a remaining arrears balance of $14,603.68. If Ms. Amijo's possession credit were to be applied, the remaining arrears balance from $37,287.91 minus the $26,772.84 possession credit results in a remaining balance of $10,515
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions for Ms. Armijo?
Yes, the state calls Ms. Armijo as witness.
Okay, go ahead.
Ma'am, what is your name for the record?
Christine Armijo.
And did you have possession of the children who are the subject of this suit for a period of time in excess of your court-ordered visitation?
Yes, I did.
And when did you have possession of the children in excess of your court-ordered visitation?
Alexis, I got all three of them in, like I said, May of 2012. In like 2014, little Carlo Jr., he did go back to live with the grandpa. And I just kept Matthew and Alexis. Matthew went back with his dad when his dad got out of prison. He went back with his dad October of 2017. That is correct. And then Alexis stayed with me until 2019, June of 2019. I kept Alexis, and that's how it went. But I had little Carlo with me since 2012. He was in school. I have school records where I registered him in school. I had insurance for him until he went back to the grandpa's in 2014.
No further questions for this witness. Pass the witness.
I'm looking at the decree of divorce that was entered in this case. I'm checking to see if there was a step down. It doesn't look like there was a step down.
There's no step down, Your Honor.
So regardless if it was one child or two children, he was still ordered to pay $2,200 a month. She was ordered to pay. Wait a minute, am I looking at the? No, sorry, wrong case.
The current amount in the decree, Your Honor, is $302.86, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on a second. I was looking at the wrong case, sorry. That's what I thought, $302.86, so that was, they did not provide for any step down. Correct?
Correct.
I mean, are you telling me the correct or is, I mean, is that what you actually found?
That is accurate, Your Honor.
That is
There
what
is
the
not
order
a
says.
step down amount in the decree.
So it doesn't matter how many children were with Ms. Armijo, as long as one child remained with Mr. Nava all that time, she would still be ordered to pay $302.86, right?
Yes. Conversely, you could look at it the other way, that as long as she had one child with her, she's entitled to a possession credit of $302.86.
Why?
Because she had possession of a child that she was court-ordered to support in excess of the court-ordered visitation.
But, okay, but Ms. Kaplan, the order said it didn't provide for a step down. So if either one child or two children or it's not, if all three children live with her during any period of time, then I can see a possession credit.
But they
As
did.
long as one child lived with Mr. Nava, she's still ordered to pay $302 as child support. Ms. Armijo, did you ever go back to court to get custody changed over to you?
No, I didn't, and that's where I failed. That I didn't follow up with it. I just didn't.
Okay.
I didn't follow up with it.
So for the time that he was incarcerated, you never filed anything at all?
I filed child support against him. Yes, I did.
Well,
I
that's what
didn't. I did an
Okay.
affidavit of possession of my kids. I went to the child support office. I had the children with me, that I had possession of the children. Or what are you asking, Your Honor? Was
I
it
want to
the,
know if you filed a motion to modify conservatorship or custody of the children when they were in your possession. Did you go to
Yes, I
court
did.
to file anything?
I did. It should be in the document, sir. I don't know why it's not.
No. Did you file a motion to modify the
I did so.
conservatorship of the children? Not
Yes, I
going
did.
through the AG's office, but you go
Okay.
hire an attorney,
No, I didn't. No,
file
I
a
haven't.
motion, get a hearing, do anything like that. In 4
No, I
years that he
didn't.
was in jail.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, well, I mean, people send all sorts of stuff to the AG's office in anticipation that they would file something, but evidently nothing was filed in your case.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Ms. Kaplan, any other questions for Ms. Armijo?
The state has no other questions for either party, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, what is the state's recommendation on this matter?
The state defers to the court as to which rendition of the timeline to pursue is accurate. Based on Ms. Amijo's timeline of possession, the state has calculated a possession credit of $26,770.84. Based on Mr. Nava's timeline of possession of the children, the state has calculated a possession credit of $22,684.23.
And if I follow Mr. Nava's timeline, what would be the resulting judgment after possession credit?
The resulting judgment after possession credit would be $14,603.68.
$14,600.
$3.68.
And if I follow Ms. Armijo's timeline, what would the resulting arrearage be?
The resulting arrear judgment would be $10,515.07.
Ms. Kaplan, do you see anything where the AG filed any motion prior to this action being filed? I mean, if you had information about Mr. Nava's incarceration, if you had information from Ms. Armijo that the children lived with her for some period of time, was the AG filed anything at all? Because frankly, I'm looking at Odyssey, I didn't see anything at all that was filed on behalf of either party's position. This
I
is
do
the only-
not, Your Honor. However, the parties did not complete affidavits of possession until 2019, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Nava, when you were in prison, did you said that the children went to go live with where did they go live with first? Not with Ms. Armijo, they went to live with whom?
With my current wife. They were living with her when I left to prison. They were still living with her till
Okay.
2013 when she came and picked them up.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything else, Ms. Kaplan?
Nothing further from the state.
All right, I'm going to use Ms. Armijo's timeline and confirm a judgment after credits of $10,515 as a judgment for child support. Just a recommendation as to payment on that judgment.
The state requests a $100 repayment beginning April 1st of 2021, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'll set a payment of $100 on that judgment. And keep in mind, Ms. Armijo, that probably not going to pay the interest that is going to be charged on that judgment, even at 6%, which is the current law, it's not going to cover the interest that is being charged. So, but I'll set it at $100 based on the recommendation of the state. And this also commences on April 1, Ms. Kaplan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, all other matters have been agreed that were agreed upon will be approved by the court. Anything else, Ms. Kaplan?
Permission to question the parties regarding order submission?
Okay. So I've already rendered an order after a lengthy hearing. Go ahead and call the parties if they want to review the order before I sign it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Nava, are
I don't know
you,
why the AG insists on doing that after we have a hearing. But go ahead.
Mr. Nava, are you okay with me submitting the order directly to the court as rendered, or would you like an opportunity to review it first?
No, that's fine. You can render it. I mean, if that's his decision, that I'm okay with it.
And Ms. Armijo, are you okay with me submitting the order directly to the court as rendered, or would you like an opportunity to review it first?
No, that's fine. I'm in agreement.
Let me just ask one question. Right now, Mr. Nava, who is let's see, Alexis already emancipated, and Matthew, how old is Matthew?
Matthew right now, he's 13.
13. And Carlo?
Carlo, 22.
Okay,
And
so
Alexis is,
Carlo and Alexis have already emancipated.
yes, correct. And
Oh,
Alexis
we're-
until
we're-
21 this year, sir.
Okay, so we're talking about Matthew as
Yes,
a
sir.
child that's not emancipated as of yet. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Kaplan, prepare the order, send it to me through that DocuSign application. Once I receive it, I will sign it. The order will then be filed with the clerk's office and copies will be sent to the parties. Okay. All right, that concludes our hearing in this case. Thank you all for your participation today. That concludes our hearing. Parties are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, and be careful and be safe out there.
Thank
You
you, Your
too.
Honor.